Welcome back, everyone, to the 8th episode of the LEGO Robot Combat League Season 3. We are already very, very far into this season. A lot of robots completed their final matches in the last episode. That was interesting to see. And a lot more will be completing their final matches in this episode. So you'll be on the lookout for those robots. So today's fight card gonna be a pretty fun one in my opinion. And almost every robot who is in the roster is getting to attend. So our main event is between Lockjaw and Chomp. That's for later. And now, let's get into our first fight. Right now, it is between Bronco and Wedge. So Bronco, as you know, 0-1-1. Not a good look for them, especially considering they used to be a runner-up. They have a lot to defend, and a loss here, or even a tie here, may be enough to eliminate them completely from their chances at the round of 12. Because, especially when you consider its strength of schedule. Because I get that you might lose to Event Horizon, but Witch Doctor is an otherwise unproven robot. I don't think that defeating being tied with Witch Doctor is, especially considering that Witch Doctor dominated that match. You could argue that they're own too, except they ran out of time. They could have been, they weren't. So, really, they have a lot on the line in this match. So does their opponent, Wedge. Wedge has not had a lot of fights this season. Its only other fight comes from its loss to Earthquake. So, at 0-1, they also need to defend their reputation. They are a reigning 4th place, and if they want another chance in the bracket, they will need to perform better than they did in their last match. So, before we start the fight, I'm gonna go situate. Sorry, we're filming in a different space than we are usually. So, it's a bit awkward trying to get this. But, alright. Battle begins, as I say in Battle Loss. Arena is drifting. Fortunately. Very good. Bronco. Bronco with a really lucky flip there. And Wedge just goes out of the arena. Wow. Great flip by Bronco. That will send them to 1-1. That was the win they needed to get their season back on track. It was also the first win they've had since season 1. So, really, it's great for them. Wedge, on the other hand, gets flipped out kind of easily. Now they're at 0-2. That's not a good position. If they want to even get a chance in getting into bracket, they are going to need to win all of their remaining matches. It doesn't look good for them, but they could do it. it's possible. So anyway, with that match over, it's time to get into our second match of the night, and that is between, wait, a second, here it is. Which is Earthquake versus Event Horizon. Earthquake is 3-0, as we all know. They are already getting a confirmed spot in the bracket, and a win here would put them at 4-0 in contention for a very, very high seed. They have wins over Plague Doctor, Wedge, and who was it? Who was it that they also beat? It wasn't Overkill. It was just a second. Radioactive. Yeah, Radioactive. Earthquake has wins over Radioactive, Wedge, and Plague Doctor. So, a fight against Event Horizon will even further back up their strength of schedule. They might need it, because all of the robots that they've fought so far are currently winless. So it will be nice to get a worthwhile opponent to fight against. And Event Horizon is exactly that. They have shown great promise this season by an exciting fight with Schrodinger's cat, and an exciting fight that was a win with Bronco. And then an unlucky loss with Shockwave. You know why they lost that? It was because they didn't have their Self-Rider, and guess what? The Self-Rider's still missing. At this point, we've just decided to give up trying to find the Self-Rider and do the next best thing, which was to make Event Horizon invertible. Event Horizon sacrifices a bit of its mobility for being invertible, but it's a price to pay. So, without further ado, let's start the match. Wait, also, Event Horizon 1-1-1. Oh no. Earthquake just got split in half. That's not good. Oh no. And that will be a win for Event Horizon. The countdown is starting. Wow. Well, look at this. This is two pieces of Earthquake that should normally be together. So that I'm pretty sure was lucky, because I don't think Event Horizon initially did anything to provoke that, but I think Earthquake should have checked their stability a bit better. They will fall to 3-1, still getting a bracket placement, but this time a lot lower. Event Horizon now at 2-1-1 and securing their final hope for a bracket placement. So after that interesting fight, we have arrived to our third fight, and that is a fight between Hypershock and Warrior. Hypershock looks much different than you normally see it as. That's because we couldn't find the old version, and it's what I'm talking about when I'm saying some robots couldn't make it. I'm also talking about Event Horizon Self-Rider. But yeah, this design was only to be used for last minute fights. We haven't even prepared for it much. As you can see, it has, I think, an illegal building combination right here, so but Hypershock is in the arena, and that is, I think, our main goal. So yeah, it is a lot smaller, but better ground clearance. Hypershock is 1-0-1. They had poor fight with Chomp, but that's about it as far as their doubts. They gave Shockwave their only loss, so I think that with a win they will probably be pretty solid to go into the round 12. So Warrior Clan is 0-2. Basically hopeless unless it does some really good things in these next fights. They're done. The only reason they're not eliminated yet is because of their status as former semi-finalists. That was back in Season 1, where the competition was a lot lower. Back where the hardest robots you had to fight were like Destruction and Axel. So I think we're ready to start the match. And Warrior Clan has yet to knock itself out. That is good considering their history. Oh, I spoke too soon. One of them is already on its head. It's not a good sign. Oh, one of the robots just got dumped into the pit while trying to self-right its companion. Got rammed by Hypershock. No! Hypershock self-rights, and Warrior Clan cannot self-right. I think this will be a win for Hypershock. Countdown is about to start. Yeah, the countdown has started. And this will be a much needed to get into the bracket victory for Hypershock. Wow. That puts Warrior Clan at 0-3, which is so far the worst record that we have seen so far. Well, what Warrior Clan is, as we can tell from these fights, not what it used to be. It used to be a very powerful robot, or robots. Used to destroy a lot of robots, but not anymore apparently. Well, that will probably be it for them. Hypershock shows off their new designs, capabilities. Actually, they didn't do that much. Warrior Clan just knocked itself out again, but shows that this one self-rider works, and it will also give them a 2-0-1 record, which is pretty good if they want to make it into the tournament. So now it's time for our second to last fight here. It is between Flames and Radioactive. Flames is 1-1-1. The win was to Overkill, lost to Schrodinger's cat, and tied to Beta. They need a win to progress to the bracket. Radioactive is 0-2. It's kept in because of its status as a former or a reigning quarterfinalist. It has one last chance to get into the bracket. If it loses this fight, then its season will be over. So, without further ado, let's start the match. Flames already with a good flip, and Radioactive trying to flip themselves back over. Loses their good ram by Radioactive. Flames flips itself over, and Radioactive is inverted. No! Flames wants an out of the arena, and they will get an out of the arena. And Flames will advance to 2-1-1, their final record. Good job by Flames. So Flames now likely in the bracket. So good news for them. Radioactive in a similar position to Warrior Clan at 0-3, which is not good, but the new design making them bigger and lowering their hammer reach definitely did not do good things to them. Anyway, it's time for the main event. And it is between Chomp and Lockjaw, two robots who need to win this one if they want to get into the bracket. So, Chomp, of course, is 1-1-1. 1-0-2. You could argue that they're 2-0-1 with how the fight with Hypershock was going, but it's 1-0-2. If they tie, then they'll essentially be treated as one of the 2-2 robots if they tie. And then if they lose, they're likely eliminated. And if they win, they're confirmed to game. And Lockjaw is 1-1. They have good strength of schedule, so that may help them for getting in. But with a loss, they are not in a good position. With a tie, they are going to be in a position similar to how some of the robots were coming into this. Ignore the voices over there. Anyway, let's start the fight. So, alright. Lockjaw trying to get a good lift on Chomp, not exactly working. And Chomp just destroyed the drum spinner with Lockjaw. Leaving them with only the claws, but oh! Lockjaw has a grip on Chomp. And Chomp is inverted. Very good hammer shot by Chomp, taking out the hammer, the drum spinner of Lockjaw. Lockjaw should probably get Chomp out of there. Chomp firing the hammer to get out of there. So, Lockjaw quickly. And both of these robots need to do something quick if they want to win this match. And a quick toss by Lockjaw. That means Lockjaw will win the fight, advancing to 2-1. So that was a great win for Lockjaw. A bit uneventful at the start, and losing the drum spinner was not convincing, but otherwise it was a pretty good match for them. Chomp loses their final match and probably is eliminated at 1-1 and 2. They will likely get, if we do have spots open, they might be getting in, but it's unlikely. So with that, our 8th episode comes to a close. Now, only some of the robots who were at the start of it remain now. So, let's see. Only a couple of robots still have fights left. So, Bronco is one of those robots. You'll likely be seeing them in the next episode. And then, likely, Duck. And then, Extraterrestrial. Hypershock. Lockjaw. Overhaul. Plow with wheels. Schrodinger's cat. Shockwave. Wedge. Witch Doctor. And Zero Gravity. So only 12 robots remain. And that's a small amount, but I think we can fit all of those robots' fights in the next episode. There will be more fights than usual, but yeah, we'll attempt to clear as many fights as we can, and if we can't fit them all in, then we'll just make another episode. But yeah, the season's coming to a close, so pretty soon we'll have the round of 12 decided. That's all for this time. Make sure to stay tuned for episode 9.